Pushrod Fury. So I took a picture of where the ground wire coming out of this connector was severed. So I just did a temporary ground, so you can see it from there. Just twisted it together, which, you know, I'll put a proper repair on, and ran it up to the chassis, and that looks good. So then I also tested for voltage with both the brake switch, both pressed in and out, so open and closed, to see if I would get a brake light. And let me turn this on and you can see, my shop's super messy, so just get over that fact. But you turn it, oh, there we go. And that may be the brake light. So now I'm going to try to show you this. I'm going to close the door so you can see it better. There we go. Okay. So that's what the brake light looks like. Come back. So the switch actually works a little oddly. There you go. There's brake. Running light, brake light, running light, brake light, running light, brake light. Okay. I really like it when they're easy fixes like this. So finding that broken ground, just following the wires, checking things out. And I went ahead and I took apart that connector too, sprayed in some contact cleaner, and reassembled it. So I'll put a permanent fix for the ground, but for now I have a tail light. Okay, and brake light. Here we go. So the turn signals weren't flashing. We saw that yesterday, but they were turning on. So I always like to take a look at the relay. This is kind of a big relay bucket holding the mechanism, that basically a solenoid connected to a switch that flashes the turn signals. This is a flasher unit. So I gently uncrimped the ends of the metal canister. It also had a plastic wrap coating on it, which I'm sure was probably great for maybe the first 10 years of the bike. But then after that, I think that plastic wrap probably trapped moisture in versus keeping moisture out. So I did remove the wrapped plastic. It only covered the sealed end and the body, so it didn't cover the end with the connector. So I think it's past its service life. So anyway, I want to see if I could salvage this. They're usually pretty robust, and they just need a little cleaning to get them to work. And there's usually a little bit of corrosion on the contacts inside. So I don't have a good phone stand, so I'm going to try my best here, and hopefully be able to show you this. So I'm going to pop this off. Here's the cover. Now, of course, I unplugged it before doing this, and I used some contact cleaner, not contact cement, but contact cleaner. I sprayed it on the point, so that's what opens and closes. It's almost impossible to get a good, but those are what open and close when the coil's energized and de-energized. So just clean that up, and we also can see here that it's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it's right there. Get a better look at it. That has to touch the body of the flasher unit in order to complete the circuit. So if you try to test it with it open, you have to run a jumper, otherwise it'll just buzz because it won't complete the circuit. So that's what it looks like all taken apart. I'm going to have to recrimp that. I'm just using needle nose pliers and slowly going around. You can kind of see the little marks as I went. So I'll have to crimp that back shut again, being very careful, and also being careful not to hurt that grounding wire that's attached inside the bucket there, inside the housing. So let me put this back together and then I'll show you the turn signals working. So I'm digging a little deeper into this turn signal switch. I figured there'd be some corrosion in here that's not allowing the right current to get to the relay of the flasher unit. So I am finding corrosion, so I'm just going through here very meticulously and carefully. These are really small parts. You want to treat this like trimming like a baby's toenails kind of operation. So just getting in there, and you can see those little metallic surfaces. I'm going to try to get in and remove oxidation because it's going to block the current from flowing freely. So just keep at it. All right, well, you can see I got some parts everywhere. It's little stuff today. So today it was the tail light and turn signals. Those are all important. Turn that on. Show you this. Let's see how sloppy. There we go. See, I got a light back there too. So we're good there. Cancel that. That one doesn't flash yet, so I think I just have more corrosion to remove, but also the battery's not fully charged, so yeah, that one stays on. So I think that has to do with corrosion or low battery charge. So we'll revisit that, but we did find a lot of corrosion, and I think that's the lesson with these older bikes. Like, you cannot disillusion yourself and be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna get it running. Every electrical connection you have to assume is bad, and you have to go in and clean it, especially the ground. Everywhere where you have a ground, you want to take the connectors off, you want to clean up those metal surfaces, you want to check all the way through to make sure you have no resistance from the ground connection, say in one of these blocks to the chassis. I'd like to test it all the way to the valve cover and make sure that I have a nice good ground. So anyway, not exciting stuff, but we do have a tail light and a brake light and half a turn signal. So I just need to figure out the flashing issue. And that's it. So thanks again. I'm gonna clean up, and now it's time for some barbecue. I can't just be working on bikes all weekend. So, all right. Hey, you know, I don't ask this enough, but if you're enjoying this, please subscribe. It'd be nice to have more than a dozen people subscribe to my channel. Any comments, critiques, let me know. And any questions, of course, send those on and I'll get them answered. I'll reference materials and things like that as I go, so you may see in the description more and more information as the project moves along. And that's about it for today. All right, see you next time. It's cleaned up connections, cleaned up in here. And now we're going to see, we don't have a button, but we're going to see if we can actuate the starter switch. Hot damn. All we need now is some spark. I think this thing's going to run, so we'll see. Awesome.